Hey, my name's James Nicholson. I hope you're well. Now, I wanted to talk quickly about stamp duty. I'm just waiting in my car for my daughter, Georgia. She's just coming back from Las Vegas. We sent her there for her 21st birthday present, which she's just used. Now, before we jump into that, this channel is all about my investment journey. We're talking property every single day on this channel, and there's so much going on in the market. Can you help me get this message out to more people? Very easily, just take that finger, press that like button over there. Go on, tickle it, smash that like button, and also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification, because we've got new content every single day, and I don't want you guys to miss out. So I want to talk to you today about stamp duty. So stamp duty got amended again in 2022. And it comes off the back. In the pandemic, we had a stamp duty holiday, which was very, very beneficial. And that was one of the things that ignited the property market. You see, stamp duty is a tax that you have to pay when you purchase a property. Now, if you're buying your own residential property, it's at certain levels. And if you're buying a buy-to-let, it's at higher levels. So a stamp duty holiday was very good at getting the market going. That ended and we went back to higher stamp duty numbers, which will help to contribute to slowing down the market a little bit. And then in September, we had a stamp duty reduction again. And so I want to talk about what that means for people like you. What does that mean for property investors? Is that going to help keep the market a little higher, a little longer? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So stamp duty and the new stamp duty threshold is really going to impact a lot of people that own their own property to live in, right? So you didn't used to pay stamp duty if the property was under 125,000. Obviously in the UK, that means it's got to be pretty much up north. You now have no stamp duty if it's for your own property, if the property is under £250,000, which covers a lot more range. In fact, you could buy a flat in the south for that, and that's going to be a big saving. Now, first-time buyers have had their stamp duty threshold gone all the way up to £450,000, which is pretty crazy, right? So that's going to save them a ton of money. Now, on average, this stamp duty saving is around £10,000. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means that people effectively could afford to spend another £100,000 on a property, because they'll get an extra £10,000 that they can use as a deposit. Now, generally on a residential property, your deposit is around 10%. So that means that the buying power that they've got is going to be potentially, subject to their salary and stuff like that, an extra £100,000. You see, when someone buys something from a store, sometimes they look for the cheapest price. But when we buy houses, one of the biggest questions we ask is, how much can I afford? And the majority of people will buy the most expensive property that the mortgage company allows them to do, right? And that's normally what happens. So if you now give people an extra £10,000, that gives them an extra £100,000 potentially in buying power, which is going to make a big difference. Now, for us as landlords and investors, that doesn't really have much impact. But where it will make a difference is the house prices will maybe not go down as fast, and maybe sometimes they will go up in certain areas because people have a little bit more buying power. So that's a good thing. And that might negate some of these interest rate rises that we've seen more recently. But you guys are investors, so let's talk about how investors are benefiting from this. Well, investors, the threshold used to be 125,000 and you would have 3%. They've actually increased that to £250,000. So as a buy-to-let investor, you pretty much always will be paying stamp duty. However, it's slightly less for up to £250,000. Now, for me, that works really well, because the majority of my purchases have been flats historically in the southeast under 250 grand, and they've been houses in the north well under 250 grand. So that's really good. So that's going to save me a few grand on each purchase as well, and that's going to help keep the market a little higher. That will also be something I can consider with the new interest rates and things being that little bit more expensive as well. So I think the stamp duty is a good thing. Now we've got a new budget as well coming up this week, which again, we're waiting and seeing what will happen for housing in that, because the government really does want the housing market to be solid. Now, they don't want it to have runaway prices with 10-15%, which we did see in the last few years, but they would be happy with like a 5% increase, because that keeps the UK economy moving. So many businesses rely on the property market. You think builders, solicitors, estate agents, there are so many tradespeople in this UK that it's vital for them that we have a buoyant market. I was talking to some of my friends on the weekend at a party that I was at that are roofers, and they were saying most people that get a full re-roof with them, the way that they pay for it is releasing equity from their property, right? So that's a really, really important thing to consider. If people can't release equity and the market isn't going up, then those sorts of industries won't do so well, will they? He already has people that would have done a re-roof before, but now instead of a re-roof, they're looking at just doing a patch job on stuff, which is a way smaller job for him and not really work that he particularly wants, but he will take because that's what's in the market at the moment. So what do you think about this stamp duty thing? Do you think it's good? Do you think that it's going to keep the market from going down as fast as it might? I'm not saying the market isn't going to go down. I'm saying that it might just keep it a little stronger for a little longer, because there is those significant savings that people can use as a deposit. Sorry, I've got a plane landing pretty much on my head right here. But yeah, it's there is that fact that people will just have more money to put into a deposit, right? Now, also they might need that money because lending, you might get less lending, so that might keep the market just where it is. But I think it's a good thing, right? And the budget this week, who knows? That is going to be something to watch as well. Is that going to have anything talking about property? I've not seen it yet. I've not seen any leaks or hints or anything like that, but I don't know. We'll have to see, right? So that's it. That's my thoughts on stamp duty. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification. Go and check out all the other content that we've got on this channel, including this video right here. Thanks for watching, guys.